Right, Matt Porter's here from Matt Porter Web Design. He is our gadget guru. And last week it was an electric BMW. This week it's an even bigger electric BMW. This is the BMW i8, which is a stunning looking car. Well out of my price range. It's over 100 and...
No, it's 99,000.
Oh, it's under 100,000, is
Yeah.
it? It's still out of my price range. About £100,000. And it is just a stunning vehicle. And I know Artist was listening to you last week. It was the
i3
last week. And he was saying, well, when's he going to review a real proper electric car, the i8?
Okay, well,
this week.
I actually, what happened was when I had the i3, it was driven over to Cooper BMW in Ipswich from their Norwich dealership. And when I'd finished reviewing that, they drove me, or Matt Dawson drove me over to Norwich so that I could then test the i8. And indeed, it was a fabulous car.
Now, this is a big BMW, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It's the top of the range model that they're doing. So they originally designed it as a I can't think of the word. It was basically a prototype,
Yep.
Which has now entered production. So it's designed by a chap called Benoit Jacob, who is French, I believe, and it is a plug-in hybrid sports car developed by BMW. It has a 7.1 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery in it, which is a very big battery.
Thank you.
If it was
not like a milk float, then.
No, and if you just drove it on battery only, you would get 23 miles.
Okay.
So if you're really battery only, you're looking at driving around the streets of London or a major city, probably, because it is due to be given the government exemption for congestion charge. So because it's all electric, so you could drive it around London or one of those places where you're not going to be polluting, and therefore you'd get get free parking and things like that on all electric cars. But it's really designed to drive with both the petrol engine and the electric engine. So the petrol engine that it has on board is a 1.5 litre 3-cylinder twin-turbo engine, which gives you 228 brake horsepower. The hybrid synchronous motor, the electric motor, gives you an additional 129. So when it's combined, you get 357 brake horsepower, which is
fast.
rather a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot of horses.
It will. Yes, exactly. It will do 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds, and it has a top speed limited to 160 miles an hour, which is very nice, but it obviously didn't do 160 miles an hour in it. Its fuel efficiency is very interesting. It actually does 134 miles per gallon, which is amazing for a car of its type.
134 miles per gallon?
Yes, it will do 134 miles per gallon, and it has a range of around 330 miles if you drive it on both petrol and,
I mean, we're talking
hybrid.
about a big BMW here, big
Yes.
luxury limousine.
Yeah. It's a sports car,
Right.
actually. It's a very low sports car, and it has gull-wing doors that pop up. So it's quite interesting to get into because it's so low. But once you're in there, it's beautiful. It was amazing to drive, actually. A very helpful salesperson for IE dealership called Emily Adcock. She took me out in it, and Matt, who drove me there, he squashed in the back because it's actually 4-seater. It's actually 2+2, so it's not an awful lot of room in the back. He squashed in the back because I think he felt that he'd gone to all the trouble to organise everything. It would have been a bit unfair if he'd have stayed while I drove off in it on my own with her. So I drove around Norwich in it. It was amazing to drive. It's got 6-speed automatic petrol. For the petrol engine, it's got 6-speed automatic gearbox. The electric motor has a 2-speed automatic, so it has combined. It's 4-wheel drive, and it actually uses both at the same time. It's very interesting. 99,845 on the road. However, there are several additions that you can add to it. There is a lovely pack, which I believe this one had on board, which interior pack, which is an additional £12,000.
Right, okay.
Which would take it.
So
well
I better do the Euro Millions then, had I?
I think so. If you do, then I'll have one as well because it was fantastic. However, it also gets a £5,000 government grant, which is called plug-in grant, which the government give for electric cars. So they actually will pay £5,000 towards the car. Also, I believe if it's a company vehicle, it has enormously low tax so that but because it's an electric vehicle, so lots of company executives are choosing this maybe instead of something like a Porsche or Ferrari, as I roll my eyes. It was released into July 2014. 2 weeks later it was sold out, and it's now got a 10-month waiting list on it, and it's expected to qualify for the exemption congestion charge. So basically that is the vehicle in detail. Driving it was fabulous. It was absolutely amazing.
And again, like an electric vehicle, is it really quick on the accelerator?
Extremely.
Yeah.
It's got different modes. Emily switched it into sport mode, which turns the dashboard red. Everything goes red on the dashboard to show you're in sports mode. You put your foot down and you just go like a proverbial rocket. It was sorry, I was just lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. Yes, it was very, very quick on acceleration, very comfortable to drive, very simple to drive. I had to reverse it in and out of parking spaces, and it's very low down, but it's got onboard cameras and all sorts of other things which help you.
It's the ultimate gadget then, really.
It was absolutely amazing, and I kind of thought, I really want one of these. How can I get one of these? So as a motivation for improving perhaps my life, it certainly is, because I thought I really must have one of these. 10-month waiting list on them. Yeah. Fantastic car, though. And if anyone has the opportunity to test drive these type of vehicles, it really is worthwhile, because that is the cutting edge of technology for
And the thing is, I used to work at a Mercedes-Benz dealership, and what you used to find was that high-end vehicles like that would come out with all these new gizmos, but then eventually they make their way down to the more base models, and then to other marques as well. So what you're seeing and playing with there is really what the future is going to be, isn't it?
Yeah, it was something else. Very quiet. The last thing that was very interesting, very quickly, was that when you're driving it, you put your foot down, there is a beautiful engine noise that you hear, which is partially synthesized. Because it's an electric vehicle, it doesn't actually make that roar of a supercar, so it gets synthesized and played into the cockpit to give you that feeling that you're driving this powerful car, which apparently it does use the engine noise and then does something synthesization with it to give it additional grunt. Okay. So there you are.
So there we are. The BMW i8 gets a massive, massive, massive thumbs up from my friend here, who's going to either win the lottery or
I have to win the
rob
lottery.
A bank or something.
I don't know about robbing the bank. I have actually put a couple of videos on the... I will be putting some more videos on the website as well, because I had a camera on board when I drove it.
TheGadgetMan.org if you want to find out more about the electric...
UK.
Oh, sorry. TheGadgetMan.
.org.uk.
TheGadgetMan.org.uk. You can see all of the things on there that Matt reviews, and this has got to be the ultimate, I think, out of all of them.
I think
really?
So, yeah. This is obviously... It's probably a little bit irritating to people sometimes, thinking, well, this is way out of my range. But what I'm trying to do is illustrate what's happening in the world.
It is the future. It is the future, and it will make its way down to more affordable marques.
Yes.
Matt, thank you very much. Great to see you.